Here we go again. Back once again with the ill behaviour. This time, let's make a second baddie. We've got one. Let's make two. Ooh, what's this? There were some problems with the actor. Interesting. No idea what that means. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this bad boy. I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to call it Baddie 2. No, I'm just going to call it Baddie 1. Apparently. Terrible. Let's visually make it more distinctive by... I'm going to get this material. I'm just going to duplicate that. And we'll just call it Show Atlas 2. Because that's not very good naming conventions. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invert it. 1 minus. And plug you in there. And save it. And I'm going to go to my baddie. And I'm going to change it to Atlas 2. That looks terrible. Let's add some grey to it. That looks really bad. So I'm just going to hold 3. Add a bit of grey to it because it looks redonk-donk. And plug you in there. See if that looks any better. Could really do with making the green pop a bit more. This wasn't supposed to be this difficult. Okay, let's not 1 minus it. Let's just multiply it by just a different colour. Just because I don't want to be here all day. Alright, what colour was our original ship? Why did I just multiply it by basically the exact same colour? There we go. See, that ship's that colour now, and this ship's that colour. Worlds apart. Totally different. Totally different. Okay. So, for the logic, what we're going to do is we're actually going to get this ship to shoot at us with the pew-pew-pews, right? So, at the moment, we can see we've basically done an on-tick where getting it to move left or right. But what we're going to do is we're going to disable this after a few seconds. So I'm just going to create an if. So we can just type right-click, type in if, or we can hold B and create a branch. And we're going to say, we're going to create a Boolean as well for this. Because basically what I'm thinking is we want it to come slightly onto the screen and then stop moving and then shoot us and then go. So is shows freeze, which will be default false. So if freeze equals true, then you know we're gonna do nothing. If we wanted to, we could copy and paste these and put them to 0. I shouldn't imagine that makes any difference whatsoever if we do that or we don't do that. Whereas if it's false, we're gonna continue our speed. So cool. Okay. Now on our begin play, what we're gonna do is after a delay of, let's say, I don't know, 3 seconds, we're gonna set freeze to be true. And I'm just going to go to my baddie spawner. I'm just going to change this to Arrow Baddie for the sake of test. And go. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Not bad, not bad. The bullet's not connecting because it's got a different name. Yeah, let's make it like 4 seconds, but you know, that kind of works. That'll do really. So I'm just gonna change it to like say 4 seconds. And awesome. I've got to take health, so let's just move you out of the way, but I'm just making myself a bit of space. It'd be nice to keep organized. Health. And this is our movement. And you know how we sort of had before, we had like a function, like that would fire. We could do that as a function. Again, I could sort of do it as a timer. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just going to do set event by timer. I think I just like doing these more than like functions, but they do operate in a lot of similar ways. Custom event pew pew. So let's just say every, I don't know, 1 second it's going to shoot us, but it's only going to shoot us if it's frozen. So if it's frozen, shoot us. Shall we make a baddie bullet? Yeah. I mean, it's largely still going to work very similar to that, and so I'm just going to duplicate this one. Duplicate. What does that mean? I hope that doesn't become an issue later. I'll just restart Unreal. That'll fix it. That fixes everything. I might be tempted to change my baddie bullets as well to sort of more of like a red, and change like the goodie bullets to a different colour. But let's not worry too much about that for now. So let's stick a minus. So that's going to go the direction of the player. Maybe slow it down a touch, give the player a bit of reaction time. And that's full. I'm just going to disable that for now because we don't actually want that to work just yet. That's going to be for the collision of the player. Right now, we're just trying to get that baddie shooting. So, like we did before, we're going to spawn actor class, and that is going to be a baddie bullet. Again, same as we did before, we're going to need to add an arrow and put that arrow where your bullets come from. I'm just going to have it there because why not, eh? Make sure it's part of the ship, so it's always going to follow the ship around. So I'm just dragging it and dropping it. Get my arrow. Get world transform. All right, and let's give this bad boy a test. So one should come onto our screen any second now, and it should stop at the end. It should turn on the shooting. It is. Excellent. Let's only have them sort of shooting on screen for maybe a couple of minutes. Again, that's sort of like a game designy question. It's up to you what you really want to do with that. But I'm sort of going to have them come on screen for about, and sort of sit there for about maybe, I don't know, 8 seconds. And then they can unfreeze and then they can clear off because I don't want sort of that big system where they're all pooling up. I'm starting to think as well, maybe my ship scales are a bit big. Maybe I need to sort of scale everything down a little bit. But I don't know. Let's not get into the weeds of that right now. So let's just quickly go back to our bullet. And you see we've got this whole system here. Well, essentially, we're just going to, if the cast has failed, we're going to cast to baddie, arrow of a baddie. And in a lot of ways, it's going to be basically, the exact same thing. So we're going to do once. Bear in mind that's the wrong one. We're going to need to take health from this. Take health. And yes, we've not set the bullet system yet for that, but at least it's ready and in place for us. Cool. And hopefully now we should be able to shoot said baddies. So it comes on screen. We'll leave you to do your test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. It pops. And after 8 seconds, you're going to go away. Cool. Excellent. We've not got a player health system yet. That'll probably be the next thing we do, because we're going to want our baddie bullets to hit the player. but I'm going to want like a health bar. So I'll probably do that in a separate video. But for now, I think that's sort of going to do. Again, maybe we sort of like add a bit of random to this before, do you know how long to go on screen? Maybe sort of say for about, I don't know, between 6 and 12 seconds. I'm also just going to scale everything down just a touch. Or maybe I'm just going to probably zoom the camera out actually a little bit more. So I'm starting to think, actually, maybe the scale's not quite right. But because I've scaled it out, I'm going to need to move my walls a little bit. See if that's all right now. So go to the top. Okay, that top wall can go up a bit more. Bottom wall's probably all right. Left wall's all right. Wait, testing full screen, John. Testing full screen. Okay, top wall can definitely go up. Left wall's fine. Can't even see my shit down there. Bottom wall's fine. You know what? I think that's fine. I think just top wall a little bit. But I think that's just going to be something we end up tweaking and changing lots and lots as the game develops. But for now, I think that's going to do it for this one. Next time we'll get the player health set up and the bullets to interact with the player. So yeah, that'll do. Thanks for watching.